Okay, first test drive. This is a 2001 Corvette C5, and everything works in this one. The last one I drove had some issues. This one only has 60,000 miles on it, so it's not heavy on the miles. It's got its squeaks and squeaks, but I kind of expected that with a car this old. Let's give it a try. So far, so good. It's got a little bit of scratches here and there. I think it's from just a normal street driving, normal wear and tear. I saw little scratches in here and there, but again, it's 20 years old, so don't expect it to be perfect. Radio works. That temperature thing actually works. This is the only flaw that I saw. This sun visor is totally trashed. It's broken. They got it all bungee cord together, so that's the only thing I saw broken. See through the roof. Tan leather. I want it all black, but the tan doesn't look so bad. And then the back looks pretty clean. It's kind of a bad place to test drive a car. There's not a lot of, it's just a lot of stoplights, but we're gonna give it a shot. Heads-up display works really good. I can see it right in front of my face. It's almost annoying. Well, it feels okay. I want to get it out in the open, maybe get it on the freeway a little bit and see how it does. But for right now, it's driving pretty good. Alignment might be off just a little bit, but it feels pretty good. Poor guy had a broken leg. I had to pull this BMW out of the garage to get this one out for him because he couldn't drive. I'm gonna keep going straight here. I don't know this area. I'm in Sacramento. I have no idea where I'm at. So I brought my little navigation with me so I could figure out how to get back to the shop. It drives pretty nice. It's not too bad overall. That sun visor is going to drive me crazy. I would have to replace that like immediately. But other than that, so far so good. Wow, that looks like there's some sort of traction control light on. I don't know if that means it's off or on. No idea. Everything looks like it's working. No broken buttons, no broken levers, switches. Glove box is working, obviously it's not broken. Has the original stuff in it from whoever originally owned the car. I did some research. I think like 4 different people have owned this Corvette at one point in time, and it still really hasn't been driven that much. Fuel gauges, trip. Let's see, I don't know how to work any of these buttons. Reset. Just tells me to reserve fuel. CD player, what?
Navy and OldNavy.com.
Seems to be working okay.
29 select styles.
None of the buttons are broken. I'm so surprised this thing works. Every time I look online, this thing is out. All right, let's keep going. There's one other car I wanted to look at. It's the same year as this one. It's silver with black interior. I was gonna check that one out today. We'll have to see if but it's got more miles. This one's at 60,000, which is really good, and I think they want like 15 grand for this. And the silver one has 103,000 miles, and I think they want 13 something for that one. So it'd be worth it to spend a little bit more, I think, just to have the lower mileage car. But my understanding from everything that I've watched on YouTube and things like that sometimes the higher mileage C5 is not a bad thing, because things that are going to break, like the harmonic balancer and stuff like that, would have already happened and been replaced. So that would be the positive side of having it with a little bit more miles, but we'll see. I'm going to give it a little bit of juice, see how we do. Oh yeah, she moves. 300 horsepower doesn't seem like a lot, but on a light car like this, it feels like a lot, that's for sure. I'm gonna stop somewhere to try to get some more video and pictures of the car so I can get a better look at it. It was inside they don't really have like a traditional dealership. It's just like a warehouse they have their cars in. It's a small place, so I didn't get a chance to get a good look at the car while I was in the dealership, so I'm gonna pull over and take a few videos of it, maybe some pictures. It does need some paint correction. I can see a little bit of swirl in the paint, but you know, overall it seems pretty good. Okay, let's go find some place to park, and I'll take a better look at the car. See if I can find a parking lot somewhere. You know, the rattling noises aren't as bad as I thought they were going to be. I was like, really, that's the rattling that I do hear is coming from the sun visor. So, and this is a bumpy road, and I can definitely feel it, but this is not a luxury car, so it's not going to feel comfortable all the time. Oh, that's a good spot. I should have turned in there. I think I'm gonna, oh, it's too late. Damn, that would have been a perfect spot. All right, I'm gonna flip around. Let me go into this neighborhood and turn around. And then we'll take a quick look at it. Oh God, I've always hated that song. The brakes feel okay. They don't feel squishy at all. There's a lot of pressure on them, so they feel pretty good. I'm gonna go into this neighborhood and turn around really quick. Oh, careful. Oh. This guy's right on my butt over here in this Hyundai, so let's see if we can get away from him. Oh, I see something over here I can turn into. Let's turn over here. It's a big speed bump. Okay, this'll work. Pull right over here and just take a little bit of the view of the car and see how we like it. Let's turn it off here. Exhaust sounds good. I believe it's stock. I don't think it's they've done anything to the exhaust. Let's take a quick overview look at it. That's the inside. Tan leather. The seats look not bad actually. You can see a little bit of the normal creasing, but there's no rips in it. The carpet itself looks really good. There's no mats in it, but I think the mats are in the back. Everything looks good there. Dash looks really nice. It needs to be detailed, I'd imagine, but let's open up the trunk. This is the inside of the car in the back. It looks like everything is tucked in really nice. There's no loose fittings. Everything looks good. There is definitely no car mats in here, so I'd have to get mats. It doesn't have the cover that usually comes down, but that's not a big deal to me anyway. There's the back of the car. Looks pretty good overall. This might be the one, man. Looks really nice. These are the seals look good. I checked them all out. Everything looks really fresh. That looks like it's relatively new. That's nice. You can see some cracking and discoloring right here. I've noticed this on other C5s that I looked at that have this transparent top. It looks like there's like a clear coat that starts to break down on it. It has those magnesium wheels on it. They look really nice. And then there is some fine abrasions on it here. There's a few little nicks right here and a little bit of discoloring here, which it needs to be buffed out really good. I think a little bit of paint correction should solve the problem. The lights work. Everything looks pretty good. I went ahead and opened the hood earlier, checked the engine. Everything looked relatively good. Looks like it has a new battery in it. The belts look good. I'm no mechanic, but from a kind of a ignorant sense of view, it looked okay. And the stock looks like it has a stock exhaust in the back, and it still sounds really good. I mean, it doesn't need to be super loud. Not really into the super loud cars anymore. Let's go ahead and shut this. And you can see here there's some small scratches here and here. A little bit of a white spot there. But I think it looks pretty good overall, as advertised anyway. Well, one more walk around. I don't know, this could be a potential buy for me. Still has the dealer plates in it. It doesn't look like he has the cover that goes right here, and I typically don't run a front plate, so I'd have to get that. There's a scratch right there. You can see some touch-up paint. It's not perfect, but 20-year-old car, man. All right, let's fire it up, head back. I don't know, I'm in some sort of apartment complex. I don't know where I'm at right now. Put my seatbelt on. I got to get used to this roof being lower. I just hit my hand on the roof of the car. There we go. All right, let's start her up. You can see it sounds nice. I mean, this is stock exhaust, so it's not loud at all. I could see maybe a Borla exhaust or something that'll make it sound much more aggressive, but right now it sounds perfect. It's just looks like an unmolested vehicle. I'll make a U-turn right here. Yeah, that heads-up display works really good. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but it's working really well. All right, let's turn around. Head back to the dealer, and I still have one more car to look at, but this one I really like, so we'll see what's up. All right, so basically I went in a straight line, so I should be able to go right back to the dealership. Oh look, we get to practice going over speed bumps. Here we go. Nice. All right, let's go. You know, if I buy this car, it's kind of basically going to be my everyday car, you know, and I work from home, so I don't commute anymore. So really it's just driving to the store and going out and doing whatever I want, just normal things like that. So it wouldn't be used for heavy driving every single day. I was driving about 50 miles a day one way to go to work, but for the last 2 years really I've been home working for the majority of the time. There was a period where I did come back home for a little while, but unfortunately COVID kept coming and they kept sending us back, and then I just basically said, hey, I'd rather work from home anyway. That seems to be kind of the way of the future. But everything seems to be working good. The motor's idling really nice. It doesn't appear to be misfiring at all. That oil pressure thing is totally saying the oil pressure is super high, but I understand that is a common issue with C5s. So when I saw that thing was all the way up, I didn't really panic, because I've seen so many videos on YouTube explaining that is basically the way they are. So anyway, I'm gonna go take this back. I'll post this video later. Maybe you guys can give me some of your opinions, because I'm no mechanic, I'm no expert. I just know I love Corvettes. I had a 1980 Corvette when I was in my early 20s, and then I got a few years later, I was in my early 30s, I got a 96 Corvette collector's edition, so I had a C4. So I've had a C3 and a C4, and I've really always liked the look of the C5. And you know, the market's out of control right now, so getting a C7 or God forbid a C8 just seems a little ridiculous. They just want so much money, and these cars are still reasonably priced. Some of them are still really high, you know, depending on where you go. Like I've seen some C5s up to 25,000, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that's just seems crazy to me. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Let me know what you think.